Hello, and welcome back to another session of William Wheeler, the Sales Club. So today we want to go over what are the 7 steps of the sales process. So the 7 steps of the sales process is, for one, to understand that sales is the lifeblood of every organization. Okay? You are the first line of offense and also the first line of defense for your business or your company. So the first step of the 7-step sales process is prospecting. Prospecting is something you should be doing every day. Up to new 10 to 20. Some people in some offices want you to do up to 100 calls per day. But if you're a small business and you're starting out on your own, 10 to 20 connections a day is pretty good. 20 times 5 times a day is your 100. Okay? And the goal is to understand the numbers game, the numbers ratio. So out of 10, you may find 2 possible leads. Out of 20, you may get anywhere between 5 to 10 possible leads on a good day. On a bad day, you might not get anybody, but what you're still doing is practicing. And practice makes perfect. You're going through your checklist. You're going through the questions that you want to ask your clients or your future clients. All of that is a process, and you got to understand your process. Okay? So number 1 is prospecting. Whether it be by phone call, whether it be by email, or whether it be by text, you're still making the effort to prospect and find new business. Now, everybody may not want to accept your business card. Everybody may not want to accept your phone call. But that is a good thing, I'm here to tell you. Because you got to get your nose out the way. Get your nose out the way. Number 2, initial contact and qualifying. So, for a lot of salespeople, this is a very challenging step, the initial contact and qualifying. Because qualifying, you have to be good at. You don't want to prejudge, but you also want to know if there's something there. And one of the things that us as good salespeople used to talk about, especially in the car business, is you want to know within the first 5 seconds if you have a deal or not. Now, the managers would tell you, do not judge the customers, even if you feel like you don't have a deal there. But you want to know internally if you have a deal there or not. You could hear a situation where, somebody may be trying to give you the excuse they don't have the money to do a transaction, or they don't have the credit. But until you put them through the full qualifying process, and notice what I say, qualifying process, until you do your full needs analysis, which is actually the next step and is also a step of qualifying, then you know that you did your job. Because you never know if somebody has a someone that could go into the deal with them, a co-signer, co-buyer, as the word is, a partner, an associate, a business colleague, a managing member, things of that nature. So the qualifying process and the initial contact, hello, how are you doing today? Okay? Some places will say don't ask that question because you might get a bad response. Some places may say it is okay to say, hey, how are you doing today? How's your day going? Okay? But a lot of times with initial contact, you may just want to say, hey, my name is William Wheeler, and the purpose for my call is to find out, do you feel like you're doing a great job with online marketing yourself as a realtor? That's asking a great question. Because with that question, what you're doing is you're making your possible lead really think about if they're doing a good job or not. And if they're not doing a good job, then you're pretty much opening them up to listen to what you have to say. So for number 3 is the needs assessment. What do you need? Okay? What do you have now, and what do you need? What are the features that you have now in your website or in your car or whatever you're selling? What are the features that you have now? Let me ask you this. What are the features do you need now that is not in your car or in your website? So that's what a needs assessment is. You're basically trying to figure out what the actual need of the customer is altogether. Number 4, sales pitch or product demo. The sales pitch or the product demo. So, after you figured out what they need, then you come up with the pitch. Then you come up with the product demo. Then you start talking about the product itself and what you're trying to pitch to your customer. So notice, step 1, step 2, step 3 is all the icebreaker. That's all it is. It's the icebreaker. Getting to set up some sort of bond with this person. Okay? And guess what? That bond may not always go good in the first 5 minutes. Okay? That's where being good at closing come in at. But that's at a later step. So now you're going over your products, your features, your advantages, and your benefits. Okay? Now number 5 is the proposal. Proposal and handling objections. That's another way of saying getting your nose out the way when you handle your objections. What are your rebuttals? Are you coming up with good enough rebuttals that will complete the understanding of the product that you're selling? I don't need that. Yes, you do need this. This is why you need this. Oh, but when I do this, I basically do this for that. Okay, well, if you do this for that, this will help you with that in this way. It may sound foolish, but trust me, when you're in that conversation, it makes a lot of sense. Because while you're trying to sell, and the reason why it's called handling objections, my wife won't like that. I can't do this right now. This is not a good time for me. Most customers will come up with every excuse in the book not to do business today. And you know what my managers used to tell me? William, we are in the today business. That's the business we're in. We're not into the tomorrow business. We're not into the next week business. We're in the today business. So, I went over this on the last recording that some people don't like to be pressured into purchasing products, but the better you get, the better you know how to handle it. The better you know how to negotiate certain terms that will benefit you and the customer. So that's something to think about. Number 6, closing. A, B, C. Always be closing. From the process of 1 through 6, you are still always closing. When you're prospecting, hey, how you doing? Do you have a couple of minutes to talk to me? Yes, you do. Great. Close. Initial contact and qualifying. So, if you work at a retail environment, what brought you in today? Qualifying question. What brought you in today? What are you trying to accomplish today? You get an answer? Close. Needs assessment. Well, what does this product do for you, and what do you think you could find in a future product that will benefit you more? Needs assessment. Close. Sales pitch. Product demo. I'm going to sell this product to you like it's the last time I'm going to sell anybody, with the most excellent product demo that I could give. And once I say, hey, folks, you like this, let's go inside and talk a little more, and maybe we could wrap this up. And you walk. If they follow you, you are closing. Because after the demo, you're setting them up for what? To hear the proposal and to go through all their objections. Okay? And then, once you go through all their objections, if you start taking those no's and turning them into yeses, then you are closing. Steps 1 through 6. Always be closing. Coffee is for closers only. That used to be the saying. And then number 7, following up, repeat business, and referrals. Step number 7, following up, repeat business, and referrals. Meaning, after everything is said and done, sometimes you may want to call a customer even 1 hour after the sale. You may want to call them a month later to see if they could maybe in the business of buying more products from you than what they bought before. Repeat business. The last thing is referrals. Hey, do you know anybody that would like this product? And if that is the case, and that is the so, then you actually have new referrals. And that, my friends, is the 7 steps of the sales process. Number 1, prospecting. Number 2, initial contact and qualifying. Number 3, needs analysis or needs assessment. Number 4, sales pitch or product demo. Number 5, proposal and handling objections. Number 6, closing. Always be closing. And number 7, following up, repeat business, and referrals. And let me ask you this question. When you made that call to get in contact with that customer, when was the last time that you also shot out a text after that phone call? Or shot out an email right after that phone call? Do you know 90% of the time that helps? Why? Because you are always closing. Hey, I had a great time talking to you today. Why don't we recap this maybe on Tuesday? Bada bing, bada boom. You just set an appointment. Hey, it works. A manager told me this once before, William. Don't question it. Why? Because it works. And if it works, don't reinvent the wheel. Just do what's on that paper. Do what's in your mind. And always be closing. This is William Wheeler. Thank you and enjoy your day.